Rome. And now we are starting by the Spanish Steps, which is probably considered one of the most favorite flirting ground for the Roman teenagers. Today is June the 2nd, so there are so many tourists, especially Italians, because for us it's a bank holiday and we celebrate when Italy became a republic, June the 2nd, 1947. And now let's explore this unique and iconic square. So iconic and so elegant. In the late 1700s, the area was much loved by Europeans. Think about writers, singers and poets, and also many important British poets. I'm sure you remember John Keats and Percy B. Shelley. They are, hello? They are looking at me, maybe they want to know what I'm doing. That is pretty cool, isn't it? So I was telling to you the museum dedicated to Keats and Shelley. It's funny to see the Italians because they point you out and then they don't tell anything. All right, I'm Italian, so I'm... they are so funny. So this is the museum dedicated to John Keats and Percy B. Shelley. That is the Museum and Memorial House. So the two British poets, John Keats and Percy B. Shelley, came to Rome because Rome was part of the Grand Tour as one of the main and most important capital city in Europe. They fell in love with Rome, so they decided to live here, and they also passed away in Rome. So John Keats and Percy B. Shelley are buried inside of the only pagan cemetery of Rome, which is the one located by the pyramids. This was just to let you understand how the square in the 1700 and 1800 was popular among poets. Well, the Spanish Steps, the huge staircase, was built in between the years 1723-1726 with French money, but designed by an Italian called Francesco de Santis. Of course, the staircase was called the one of the Spanish Steps because it was built in order to connect the Spanish embassy for the Holy See, which is located just to the right from the steps. So don't worry, because we will go there. Can you see the Spanish flag in the distance, just behind of the little tiny white box, which is the place where you can do the COVID test, set place. By the way, just behind you can see the flag of Spain, because this is the Spanish embassy for the Holy See. So basically the staircase, the one of the Spanish Steps, was built to connect the Spanish embassy for the Holy See to the Church of Trinity of the Mountains, which is located right on top, and that was belonging to the French community of Rome. The staircase is entirely made of travertine, and we are talking about a staircase composed by 136 steps made of travertine. So let's walk up to the hill. I'm sure you agree with me to walk up to the hill. As you can see, it's full of people taking photographs to post on Instagram, TikTok. Now people are fighting to reach the city empty, but as you can see, it's no longer empty. So the first video I recorded for free tours by walk was amazing because the city was empty. We were in a lockdown, so that was great. Now the city is full of people, but it's good because it means that the economy is running again. And the steps at the beginning of May are always covered with the beautiful azaleas flowers. This is something to celebrate the beginning of the spring. Well, if you just take a look on top, you're going to see that at the end of the staircase there is a church, which is the Church of the Trinity of the Mountains, the Roman Church of the Kings of France. As you can see, the style is quite unusual to be in Rome because the church is made of two bell towers, and there is a convent associated to the left. The origins of this church, consecrated in 1594, is connected to a saint called Saint Francis of Paula, together with the King of France, Louis XI. So in 1494, his son, Charles VIII, grateful for the support granted, inaugurated the construction site of complex on the Pincian Mountain, which is the one on top, or the Pincian Hill, as you like. That was to house the French religious of the Order of the Minimis, founded by Saint Francis from Paola, a little town located in Calabria. So during the Napoleonic occupation of Rome, the church, like many others, was despoiled of its art and decoration that are no longer in Rome. So the architecture of this church is dating back to the 1500s. And well, if you just take a look in front, you can see also an obelisk, which is another Roman obelisk. It was probably located, it was one of the decoration of the Orti built by Sallustio. And now let's keep on with our wonderful walk in the surrounding area of the Spanish Steps. As you can see, this is probably one of the most elegant staircase ever. When it's summer, the staircase is also a beautiful fashion catwalk used by models. So last year, of course, everything was cancelled due to the COVID restrictions. But I really hope that by the end of June, beginning of August, they will start again to do fashion shows along the Spanish Steps. If you just take a look at the end of the staircase, entirely made of travertine. This is travertine, our local marble, which is less expensive than marble and also more resistant. So the main quarry for travertine is in Tivoli, and the Romans went there also when they built the Colosseum. I think about the Stadium of Domitian that we will see. So everything in Rome, for the 60%, Rome is a city made of travertine, one of the most popular and also available material of the surrounding area. So I'm sure you can see also the style and the shape of the square that remind us of the shape of a butterfly. Can you see the body of the butterfly, which is the street right in front of the Spanish Steps? This is called Via dei Condotti. Condotti in Italian means conduct. Of course, referring to the underground conduct of an aqueduct, the Agrippa's aqueduct, which is still supplying the water to the most beautiful fountains located in central Rome. And now andiamo. I let you just dream with all of the beautiful private apartment surrounding the Spanish Steps. Of course, we are talking about one of the most expensive area to live and to buy an apartment. So here only rich men, football players, VIP, politicians, they live here, but not regular people. You know, it's impossible to afford the price of a mortgage if you buy an apartment in central Rome, especially here by the Spanish Steps. Most elegant square of Rome, as you can see now, is no more possible to sit on the steps. The policemen are going to complain against the teenagers. It's a new law in Rome. So 5 years ago, the mayor of the city asked all of the people sitting on the steps to go away. It's a new law, so now nobody can sit down, you cannot eat anything on the steps. So they wanted to clean the beautiful staircase of the Spanish Steps. I do agree. So now it looks beautiful and clean, the staircase, symbolizing the city of Rome. I'm in love with the Spanish Steps, don't you? And have a look to the left from the Spanish Steps, where you can find one of the oldest tea room of Rome. British people would be in love with this. Is the Babington Tea Room. It's here since the 1893, when two British ladies called Isabel and Anne-Mary Babington wanted to invest £100 to open the tea room. So they had the best of luck, and so the tea room is still here. So this is definitely one of the best places for tea lovers in Rome. It has been considered also one of the historical places of Italy, and is right to the left from the Spanish Steps. But now let me just show you another beautiful tea room, which is in the surrounding area. Not before to show you the fountain of the ugly boat. What does it mean, ugly boat? Well, Barcaccia. In Italian is the Fountain of La Barcaccia. This fountain was commissioned by Pope Urban VIII. If you just take a look at the fountain, you can recognize the coat of arms of the Pope, which is made of 3 bumblebees, symbolizing the industriousness and the good conduct of this noble family of Rome. And the man who designed this fountain was Pietro Bernini, so the father of Gian Lorenzo Bernini, the great master of the Baroque style. If you just take a look at the style of the fountain, you see also that the fountain is located in a different, ground floor. This is because when the architect was planning to design the fountain, he found a problem with the pressure of the water. The water was coming from an aqueduct that you cannot see here, but we will see this aqueduct soon. And according to archaeologists, the aqueduct is still located in the underground of the Condottis Road. What about the Condottis Road? One of the most beautiful fashion streets of Rome. Can you see the people? Well, this is just to let you understand what happened in Italy after that Italy opened to tourism. So the people didn't wait just with a very, in a simple way. I mean, now also the Americans can come to Italy and only with a rapid test you can come and join us here. The street is the Condotti Street, most fashionable street ever, where you can find Gucci, Armani, Prada and Valentino. And the cafeterias that I really want to show you, if it would be possible because of the crowds, is this one here, is the Caffè Greco. It's another old tea room. Remember what I told you before, that Rome was part of the Grand Tour. So writers, singers and intellectuals were used to come here to meet them and to enjoy a tea. The Greek coffee, which is here since the 1760. That is one of the most charming and popular cafeteria of Rome. Probably the place where John Keats was used to have a coffee with Shelley. Okay guys, so after this little story of the Spanish Steps, I'm leaving this super busy district to take you by the Trevi Fountain.